Ulan na kahapon mga kabugtaw. Nako, halos isang linggo na yung ulan ng tigil. Baha dito, baha doon. Grabe yung baha. Napanood ko sa Facebook tsaka sa social media. Ha? Yan ang resulta ng korupsyon. Ha? Anyway, ang pag-usapan natin ngayon ay MAGA, Make America Great Again. That's the battle cry of Trump when he ran for president. Actually, hindi original si Trump yan. Ang original dyan si Ronald Reagan noong 80s. Ang kanya naman ay Let's Make America Great Again. Tinanggal lang ni Trump yung Let's. Ginawa na lang Make America Great Again. Pag sinabi mong great again, ibig sabihin, hindi na great ang Amerika. No? Although undoubtedly, there was a point in time when America was really a great nation. In fact, the number one nation on planet Earth in terms of economy, uh, military power, no? Even culture, no? Rock and roll, Hollywood, mga soft power ba? They had a booming industry, especially after World War II. Sira yung ekonomiya ng Europe dahil sa giyera at syempre America took the lead, no? They had a huge percentage of middle class, importanteng middle class sa lipunan kasi, no? Interstate highways, they put a man in space, no? They led in information technology, Silicon Valley, internet, lahat yan galing sa Amerika, karamihan ng mga great inventions, no? Television, refrigerator, although most of them are Europeans na nag-migrate lang sa Amerika. No? At that time, that's the American dream. Work hard and be successful, be rich. In fact, that's why ang taas ng immigration sa Amerika noon, kahit mga Pilipino, yun ang national aspiration nila. Wala tayong identity. Wala rin our national aspiration is not for the Philippines but to go to America, to make your dreams come true. Work hard and you will be rewarded. In fact, there was a time na ganon ang lipunan ng Amerika. And indeed, maraming Filipino immigrants doon ang naging very successful din. Ano? Marami kong na-meet doon. Isa akong na-meet doon na nurse, sabi niya, pagdating doon sa Amerika, $20 lang yung dala niya. Nung nakapunta ako doon sa bahay niya sa California, naku, napakalaki. On top of a hill, may swimming pool. Ano? Because of hard work. But is that still the case? No? Uh, does America still make dreams come true? No? Especially now, no? They are ridden in debt, broken family, mass shooting, which is a result of the stress, no? Basta lang magbabaril sa mga school, sa kung saan-saan, no? Homelessness, ang dami. Problema ang Amerika ngayon. At mahirap ang buhay ngayon sa Amerika. Ano nangyari? How come America is no longer the greatest nation on earth? Actually, na-overtake na sila ng China. Kaya nga dinidemonize nila ang China, no? Sa aking pananaliksik, may walo akong nakitang dahilan ayon din sa mga dalubhasa bakit nag-decline ang Amerika. Number one, they have a soaring national debt and economic inequality. The rich top 1% are very rich, the poor are very, very poor. Lumawak yung gap, resulta ng kapitalismo. No? At saka yung lubog sila sa utang in 2025 alone. $36 trillion ang utang nila and every year they have to pay $1 trillion just for the interest, hindi pa yung principal, no? The top 1%, mga CEO, mga company owners, mga celebrities are very, very rich. While 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And the wages in America stagnated for the past 10, 20 years, ganun pa rin, ano? Di tulad sa China, liba, and social democratic countries sa Europe, ang agwat ng sweldo ng CEO hindi malayo sa janitor at maraming incentives. In fact, si Jack Ma noon almost got into trouble sa China kasi ayaw ng China. Maraming bilyonaryo sa China pero socialized pa rin. Kailangan distributed ang wealth. Yan ang tinatawag nilang socialism or Chinese characteristics. Pero sa Amerika, napaka layo ng agwat ng mayaman sa mga mahihirap, and 60% are living paycheck to paycheck. Marami akong kaibigan doon, talagang hirap na talagang buhay sa Amerika ngayon, ano? So, and they were living in deficit utang ng utang. Pangalawang dahilan, ito, endless wars abroad, the high cost of military adventurism, gera, no, abroad, no? Nung post 9/11 lang, after September 11, no, America spent $8 trillion for wars in Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, resulting to 900,000 deaths and a generation of veterans with PTSD. In fact, sa America noong 2023, 6,000 veterans committed suicide because of the goriness of war. No? Hindi tulad sa China, no war. Instead, they invested on domestic development, infrastructure, railways, and there are 400 million middle class right now. Magastos ang gera. Ang problema kasi sa gera, it's the military-industrial complex that profited. Not the ordinary Americans. Itong 12-day Israel-Iran war, mahigit 1 trillion pesos ang nagastos both sides, no? Combined, no? Dahil sa mga missiles. That's the military-industrial complex. No? Number 3, the industrialization, hollowing of the middle class. America was really a booming industrial country, but since the time of Nixon, because of that Nixon shock, na paliwanag ko na yan sa iba nating episode where he made the dollar as the basis, not gold. No? Overnight, the world supported. Overnight, lumakas ang dolyar. Pero nagmahal din ang labor, so many American companies went overseas where labor is cheaper and there are tax incentive like in China, Southeast Asia, and South America. Yan kasi Trump, yan ang gusto niya to bring them back. Wala na. That's a business decision. Ang tariff niya ngayon, wala. Maraming economist tulad ni Professor Jeffrey Sachs, na Richard Wolff na nagsasabi na hindi naiintindihan ni Trump ano itong tariff na to. It will be shouldered by the Americans, ordinary people. Tataas ang inflation nila. Siyempre, pag nag-import, may tariff, ang importer, siyempre, babawiin yung gasto sa consumer. So, lalong sasama yung ekonomiya nila. Noong 1970s, 1990s, up to 2000, many industries in America left, no? For overseas. Dagdagan pa ng automation. Nako, the machines replace laborer. So, ang nakikita natin noon na booming factories, nagiging Rust Belt ang tawag. Kalawangin. First time I went to Detroit, Michigan was I think 2004, no? Pag-landing ng eroplano sa Detroit International Airport, makita mo talaga ang daming mga car factories. Wala, bakante, no? Tapos you drive around Detroit. Kasi Detroit was really the center for automotive manufacturing before. No? Ang Motown nga na rock music, no? Motor Town, Detroit, galing yan. And napansin ko sa Amerika, karamihan mga Japanese car. Because they're cheap, they're very efficient. Wala na yung mga gas guzzler. No? And the quality of American cars is not good. Yung Ford, sirain yan. Yung Chevrolet, mahal. Tapos di naman reliable. No? So, naging Rust Belt. Noong 1970s, no, the middle class in America are around 60%. Backbone kasi yung middle class ng isang lipunan no? Pero noong 23, bumaba na sa 50% and counting. Pababa ang middle class nila because of the income inequality widened, the wealth gap widened. The economic foundation of the society is the middle class, and kakonti sa Amerika. Number 4, broken education system failing future generation. Hindi tulad ng after World War II, the GI Bill, for example, it was the Comprehensive Education Program. Nagbigay pa ng mga incentives sa mga dependent ng veterans, libreng education, they highly invested on public schools. Pero wala na yan. Simula ng 1980s, underinvestment in public education. Puro standardization testing ito sa Pilipinas ngayon. Nangyayari na itong OBE nila, yung output-based education. Yung mga NCE, wala nang NCE ngayon. Ewan ko kung ano pumalit sa NCE. At saka sa kultura ng mga Amerikano, it's not really in their culture to go to college. For them, as long as they make money, okay na yun. Kaya nga even the universities in Amerika ngayon, mga nag-excel at karamihan sa mga estudyante doon, mga Asian. Nakita nga ako sa Facebook, siguro nakita nyo rin yun na US math team beats China math team. Pero yung US math team for Chinese din. American Chinese. No? Sa mga survey, American ranked in 13th, 1-3 in reading, 18th in science, and 37 in math globally. Baba. Sa 2022 PISA report, 8th grader not proficient in reading and math. Bumaba na rin ang educational system sa America. Imagine, America used to host among the best universities in the world, no? Harvard, MIT, from MIT. Used to be number 1 sa technological innovation na overtake na ng Tsinghua University. So, education problem nila may problema. No? Teachers are overworked and underpaid. Kaya nga, as of now, there are 270,000 vacant teaching positions sa Amerika. Naalala ko nung early 2000, nung nagkaroon ng massive recruitment of Filipino teachers sa Amerika. Ay nako, ang daming kumuha ng education subject. Bulok naman yung education program natin dito. No? In fact, sinabi ko nga noon, the worst people I've met in the academia are education people. They're not really intellectually or academically gifted. Pero totoo, maraming Filipino teachers sa Amerika. In fact, one time, nung nasa San Diego ako, kasi sa Mount Everest team, nag-tour kami sa mga campus. Mga teachers doon, Pilipino. Para sa kanila, mataas na yung sweldo. Siyempre, kumpara sa Pilipinas. At December yun At hinarana kami ng mga estudyante doon. Filipino-American, Asian, and of course, other races, mga Caucasian. Nagkumanta sila ng Christmas carol in Tagalog. Tapos sa blackboard, sa classroom, sa taas ng blackboard, nakita ko doon yung alibasa, yung ancient Filipino alphabet, no? Kaya marami doon. Pero ngayon, wala na. Hindi tulad sa Finland. Teachers are autonomous. Yan dapat especially sa university, hindi yung pinagkakaialaman dito. The worst mga university natin, everything is standardized, no? Fewer standardized tests and shorter school days. But still they excel in the world. Sa Japan nga daw, after grade 4 yung mga testing, grade 1 to grade 4, ano yan, all good manners and right conduct. Ganon din sa Singapore, they produce highly skilled students. Sa China, many students are graduating from the STEM program, no? Science and Technology, engineering program nila. US is falling faster. Imagine education yan. That's the future of your country. And they are falling behind when it comes to the quality of education. Number 5, political polarization. 80% of the country is split on core values. It's us versus them. No? And this is because of social media. Sa Congress, always gridlock. In fact, yung approval rating ng Congress nila is only 15%. No? Hindi tulad sa Germany and Netherlands, it's dialogue and cooperation. Conversation, not confrontation. No? Sa Amerika, puro away, personalan. No? Mga skandal pa. Number 6, stagnation in innovation and infrastructure slowdown. Imagine, when it comes to innovation before, US was really number one, no? They built interstate highway, put a man on the moon, of course, internet, no? Pero ngayon, wala na rin. They have an aging public infrastructure. According to the American Society of Civil Engineers, US infrastructure got a C minus. In fact, 43,000 bridges in America are structurally deficient. Their airports need upgrade. Ako, kung nakapunta kayo sa Qatar, sa Singapore, among the best airports in the world. Millions of Americans lack access to high-speed internet. Kala ko sa Pilipinas lang, America din pala, millions. O dito nga, millions din, wala pang access sa internet, no? Hindi tulad sa China, they built futuristic systems, smart cities, high-speed trains. As of now, there are 26,000 miles of rails in China, of high-speed trains sa US. None. Na ano ko yan eh, nakakasakay ako dyan from Beijing to Nanjing. 3 hours, parang eroplano. Ang ganda pa, ang tahimik, no, ng bullet train nila. R&D down, research and development down also. STEM education, AI research, clean energy, naiwan na yung US dyan. Number 7, homelessness and housing affordability crisis. In 2024, over 600,000 people are homeless. Napunta ko San Francisco, sa Chicago, ang daming homeless. New York, daming homeless sa Amerika talaga. Why? Because rent skyrocketed. Ang average rent doon is $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Pero yung sweldo nila remains the same plus inflation. Hindi makahabol. In fact, home ownership is the cornerstone of American dream. And within the reach of many before. In 2023, median homes price range is around 400 to 430,000. In fact, kahit wala kang bahay, 50% ng income ngayon ng mga Americans pupunta lang sa housing, sa rent, mahal. Ang sweldo, ganun pa rin. Hindi kumpara mo sa Finland, home first model nila, talagang grabe yung housing. Sa US, underfunded ang housing. It's a silent national emergency. Talagang malaking problema sa Amerika ngayon ang homelessness. Okay? Okay. Number 8, collapse of trust in media, institution, and government. Only 26% American trust the news. 80% trust TV. 8.1% trust Congress. Even in their justice system, the trust is very low. No, this is because of political spin, media bias, corporate lobbying, misinformation. Social media did not make it better, it made it worse. No? Hindi tulad sa Norway and Sweden, there's a high trust due to transparency and strict accountability. No? Consequences, no? Ito na yung mga vaccine skepticism, political violence, conspiracy theory, detachment from civic responsibility. Kahit yung election nila, very low ang turnout palagi. If there's no trust in institution, society falls apart. Hope, pride, possibility are harder to find. No? So, yun ang 8 dahilan na nakita ko bakit nag-decline ang Amerika. Number 1, soaring material debt, economic inequality. Number 2, endless wars abroad. Number 3, the industrialization and hollowing of the middle class. Number 4, broken educational system. Number 5, political polarization. Number 6, stagnation in innovation and infrastructure. Number 7, homelessness and housing affordability. And number 8, collapse of trust in media and institution. Now, can they make America great again? Wala na. I think it's irreversible. The moment civilization declines, it's difficult to bring back the glory days. And the bad news is, in history, every time there's a decline of empire, it is always because of a war. No, from the Roman Empire, Ottoman Empire, no, always war before that empire disappear. World War I put an end to the Prussian Empire. World War II put an end to the British Empire and many European empire and installed the American Empire. So will war be possible before the American Empire really collapse or goes into oblivion? China is rising, pero one thing with China as they rise, they do not want a unipolar world, hindi tulad ng Amerika, no? Ano kasi yung thinking na yan, very, very European. Kasi alam niyo yung Europe, after the fall of the Roman Empire, ano yan? It was war, war, war. And the thinking was, us, the tribe, the French versus the German, the French versus the English, gano'n yan sa Europe eh. So that kind of diplomacy, that kind of thinking is very, very prevalent in the West. Sa China, it has always been one empire. Even the language, of course, may mga dialects, may Hokkien, may Mandarin, North Hokkien sa South, but the Chinese character are still the same. It's just read and pronounced differently, and their identity is very clear to them as Chinese people, and yet they do not want a unipolar world. That's the Western concept of empire. China wants a multipolar world, kaya nga itong BRICS hindi lang China yung center. Andyan yung Brazil, andyan yung Russia, andyan yung India, andyan yung South Africa. That's the world that is emerging. So sabi ko nga, no? Kasi Amerika, matagal ko na sinasabi yan, is like a dying man. It will bite and scratch just to hold on to their life. In doing so, many becomes casualty. Many are collateral damage. But at least itong China and Russia mahinahon. No? Hindi tulad ng Amerika na maoy, war freak. Tulad dito sa South China Sea, hindi kinakagat ng China yung mga provocation na ginagawa ng Amerika using the Philippines and Taiwan. Maraming, decline yung Amerika, marami pa rin Pilipino tulad ni BBM na nagpapakatuta sa kanok. Wala ka nang mapapala doon. Kung yung Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand sumali na sa BRICS, tayo naman dahil pinagbawalan ni Uncle Sam na sumali sa BRICS, hindi tayo sumali sa BRICS, kaya nahuli na naman tayo. America is gone. No? May siguro karma din sa Amerika dahil sa kasamaan na ginawa nila. No? Nung leading pa yung US dollar, what they did was to weaponize the US dollar. Sanction here, sanction there. Pero wala na. Tagal ko na sinasabi that the US dollars will collapse, especially. Kaya nga nagpapanik ang Amerika. Kaya nga yung Iran, di ba? May episode tayo sa Iran. No? Kasi they will start trading in other currencies. That will be the final nail in the coffin of America. But as America collapses, I just hope it will not result to war kasi we are already living in the age of nuclear weapon and it's a zero-sum game. Walang nananalo dyan. Talagang that will be Armageddon. So, but may magagawa tayo. No? Bugtaw, gisingin natin ang kapwa natin na nagpapakatuta pa rin sa Amerika. Pero kung ayaw nila maniwala, wala tayong magawa doon. Doon na lang tayo sa gustong maniwala na America is in decline. You cannot make America great again. Their time is over.